2,000 years. That was how long a chamber beneath the Temple Mount remained sealed before being opened by researchers. Inside, they found a stone basin covered in ashes, inscribed in Paleo-Hebrew with words that match biblical descriptions of a single place in history, the Holy of Holies. He who dwells here, his spirit never departs. Yet there is a crucial detail. Ancient hands deliberately sealed this chamber, blocking entrances and filling stairways with debris as if they intended to conceal forever what rested there. The question is, why? And what else remains buried beneath the most disputed ground on the planet? In 1999, excavators began work beneath the Temple Mount. The Islamic Waqf decided to build an underground mosque in the area known as Solomon's Stables. The project proceeded without formal authorization from Israeli authorities and without any archaeological supervision. Hundreds of trucks removed tons of soil saturated with approximately 3,000 years of history, discarding it in the Kidron Valley, beyond the walls of the old city, as if it were mere construction waste. The reaction of archaeologists was one of profound dismay. The Temple Mount is not merely a historical site, it is a place of singular spiritual significance. In the book of Genesis, the hill is identified as Mount Moriah, where God is said to have asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. According to Jewish tradition, King Solomon built the first temple there almost 3,000 years ago, housing the Ark of the Covenant in the Holy of Holies, a space into which only the high priest could enter, and only once a year, on the Day of Atonement. The temple was destroyed by the Babylonians in the year 586 before the Common Era. Later, the second temple was erected, and in the year 70 of the Common Era, destroyed by Roman legions. For Muslims, the site is the noble sanctuary, from which the Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven. For Christians, it is the place where Jesus expelled the money changers from the temple. Three global religious traditions converge in this same physical space. The political balance that regulates access to and administration of the Mount is extremely delicate. Any archaeological intervention can trigger protests, diplomatic crises, or violent confrontations. Faced with the indiscriminate removal of historic soil, archaeologists Gabriel Barquet and Zaki de Vera decided to act. They created the Temple Mount Sifting Project, established in a public park in East Jerusalem. Volunteers from various parts of the world spent years manually sifting through the discarded soil. The result was remarkable. More than 500,000 artifacts were recovered, including coins from the time of Herod, arrowheads from the Crusader period, jewelry from Islamic eras, and ceramic fragments spanning multiple civilizations. Among the discoveries, a small clay bulla stood out, flattened and cracked by time. When examined under magnification, it revealed a Paleo-Hebrew inscription, belonging to Gedaliah, son of Immer. The name Immer appears in the book of Jeremiah as belonging to a priestly family active during the period of the First Temple. This small fragment confirmed the historical existence of an individual mentioned in Scripture who would have lived and served at that location nearly 3,000 years ago. Other seals and inscriptions emerged, bearing names and titles consistent with biblical records, as well as symbols such as menorahs, temple gates, and priestly garments. It was also observed that artifacts attributable to the First Temple period were concentrated in specific areas of the sifted soil, suggesting correspondence with ancient sacred zones described in Hebrew texts. The project did not merely recover scattered objects. It provided geographic clues like traces pointing toward a precise point beneath the mount. Between 2021 and 2024, researchers began combining advanced technology with neglected historical documents. The focus turned to the southern edge of the Temple Mount, near the tunnels of the Western Wall. Maps prepared by British surveyors during the Ottoman and Mandate periods mentioned unexplained underground voids, chambers, corridors, and blocked stairways. For decades, such records were considered inaccurate. The new team decided to verify them. During the clearing of a Herodian structure in the Western Wall tunnels, a partially buried staircase was discovered, carved into limestone and descending into darkness. At its end was an antechamber bearing Byzantine inscriptions from the 4th and 5th centuries of the Common Era, indicating early Christian use. Beneath the floor of that room, however, were much older foundations, composed of massive blocks carved with unusual precision after the period of the First Temple. A second staircase, partially collapsed and filled with rubble, led even deeper. Evidence indicated intentional sealing, not mere natural collapse. Nearby, a vast network of cisterns, channels, and aqueducts carved directly into the rock was identified. Dating of mineral residues present in the lining pointed to the 8th and 9th centuries before the Common Era. The system demonstrated advanced hydraulic planning, with flow control, prevention of stagnation, and management of seasonal variation, sophisticated characteristics for the time. It was an infrastructure associated with ritual practices, not simple utilitarian engineering. A large underground basin, aligned with descriptions in the Book of Chronicles concerning water preparations for temple rituals. Layers of ash and organic traces suggested continuous use across generations. The channels led directly to the sealed chambers. Advancing through a corridor untouched since before the Common Era, the researchers encountered a sealed stone threshold. Upon carefully removing the final blocks, they revealed a chamber just over 3 meters wide, carved directly into the rock. At the center rested a circular basin partially covered in ash. Around it, fragments of burned incense and blackened oil lamps were arranged in an orderly manner. Under archaeological lighting, Paleo-Hebrew inscriptions became visible. "He who dwells here, his spirit never departs." The wording corresponded to traditional descriptions of the Holy of Holies, the most sacred enclosure of the temple, where, according to Hebrew tradition, the divine presence resided. Dating of the lamps indicated the 8th and 7th centuries before the Common Era. The limestone was consistent with materials used in the period attributed to the reign of Solomon. The language of the inscriptions showed parallels with expressions found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Currently, researchers advocate the use of muon imaging, a technology that already identified hidden cavities in the Great Pyramid of Giza in 2017 to map new spaces without invasive excavation. The scans indicate at least 3 additional voids still sealed, one of them located beneath the dome of the rock, measuring approximately 12 meters in length. For 3 millennia, this ground remained silent. Now a chamber that should never have been opened has revealed clues that directly engage with ancient texts. What else remains hidden beneath the surface? Will it remain buried, or will it one day be revealed in the light of historical investigation? Thank you for watching. While you are here, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click on one of the recommended videos on the screen for more incredible information. See you there.